All right, guys, let's get underway. Hello, and welcome to the Compound channel on YouTube. My name is Downtown Josh Brown. I am here with Michael Batnick, Ben Carlson, and Duncan Hill, and we're here to say thank you today. You guys have helped us cross the 50,000 subscriber mark, which is something that we had been striving toward. I don't think I knew when it would happen. Mike, did you have any guess how long it would take us?
What is it? I had October 29th, so I was a day late, a few days late.
Look at you. What a shame. Ben, what did you think? Or did you not really have any expectations for how fast the channel would grow?
I didn't. Honestly, I was maybe a glass half empty on this one. I'm
Hey,
surprised
Ben, I
how
have
big
a
it's
question.
grown.
Sorry, what would you say your target date was?
So
Ew.
I have some stats here from YouTube. First of all, does anyone know when the channel started? Anyone know? I didn't know either.
November 2018.
Is February of 2018. But we didn't really do anything. Like we started very slow. But since then we've had 3.5 million video views, and that equates to 453,000 watch hours. And Nick Majuli, our data specialist at Red Holtz Wealth, says that's like every one of our 50,000 subs watching The Irishman all the way through 2.5 times. 453,000 watch hours sounds like a really big number, or is it not that big considering the amount of people? I don't know.
That's like what Kylie Jenner gets in a day.
Well, sure.
Not even.
Why are you dressed like Steve Jobs today? Is it
'cause
Halloween?
I just went for a walk with Barry in the woods, so I've got like a thermal on. I didn't know that we were going to be on camera.
He looks
are
more like Elizabeth Holmes to me.
Think different, Mike. Looking good though.
Thank you.
Duncan, I want to go to you. You have spent more time working on the videos on this channel than any of us. In many ways, I kind of feel like we have the easy part. We just show up and say our stuff. What's the biggest challenge that you face when I say to you at 9 o'clock in the morning, this has to go up at 5 o'clock tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a challenge, but it's a fun challenge. And, that's why with What Are Your Thoughts there for a while, we were saying, at 5:30 every Tuesday. And then at some point it became, sometime like in the evening, every Tuesday, because it's hard on a same day turnaround like that to get something, especially when each week it's a little different. Sometimes we run longer, sometimes shorter.
You know what question we get all the time in the comment section? People ask how we film the show. They think we're using like special cameras, and that's a testament to your wizardry. Can we reveal the fact that we're shooting on iPhones?
Sure, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have really nice cameras.
What do you edit with?
I use Adobe Premiere.
Okay, and you're then taking separate voice files. Why do we have to do that versus Zoom?
Yeah, I mean, everything sounds and looks better when you're recording it on a dedicated device rather than using a streaming software. Zoom is great, but its sole purpose is to have low latency communication, and so that does not go together well with high quality video or audio, right? Because it's just compressing everything a lot. So
Michael's going to short the stock on low latency right now.
Well, I was going to say, Duncan, you should disclose your Zoom short position right here for the viewers.
Well, we think
no Zoom position.
We think that Zoom is going to do a big upgrade at some point where they're going to go to 1080 and maybe even better compression. Hopefully they'll use Pied Piper or something. But that's a thing that we think happens like in 2021, right?
I mean, but it's just more stress on everyone's internet connection, right? So the compression is kind of a double-edged sword.
Ben kind of looks like Trace Comas guy with the beard.
What's his name on the show?
Russ Hanneman.
Russ Hanneman. Oh my God. He's literally, his personality could not be more opposite Russ Hanneman.
Ben does have a Lamborghini though, right?
Yeah.
True. Look at you. You got jokes. Ben started out as the only one that we were filming remotely because Ritholtz, myself, and Michael were always in New York. And I know you filmed Blair remotely also. But now we're all remotely. What was that like transitioning this? I guess we started back up again, let's say in May or in April. What was that like to go from shooting Michael and I in the city to just like, well, we got to keep the show going?
Yeah, that was fairly panic inducing, trying to figure out, how we were going to keep everything going and it not just look like a video call. That's what a lot of people ended up doing. And it's fine. People would still be interested in the content you guys have. Obviously, people want to hear what you have to say, but I think it's nice to be able to keep some kind of production quality.
And I mean, we were filming from our bedrooms too, and
Yeah.
Duncan was putting these together. And every week we would have people in the comments saying, "What are you guys doing? How are you doing this video?" And on our phones and with audio files, it was pretty crazy how Duncan puts that all together.
Yeah, it's amazing how the solution was iPhones, so that it didn't look like we were just jumping on a Google Hangout and publishing it. I think if you're doing YouTube and you're doing video, like you have to put a minimal amount of effort into the quality and what it looks like, more than minimal, to build an audience and keep an audience, right? If people think you're just doing Google Hangouts and publishing them, there's not going to be a big audience for that. All right, let's get into the average watch time real quick. So the average watch time in a video, Ben, what's your guess? I didn't show you these stats before on purpose.
I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes
Okay, Michael?
per video.
Well, do you know what our average video runtime is?
Why? What you use the
Well, 'cause
Pythagorean theorem?
No, it matters because I
Fine,
I want to get.
let's say 22 minutes. I just made
Well,
that
that
up.
matters. That
Okay.
matters because I would say that the average person watches 75% of our video. I'm guessing, obviously.
Okay. You'd be wrong. The number is 7 minutes and 51 seconds.
Yikes.
It's actually, I'm going to tell you something. First of all, that's actually good for YouTube and it's very good for financial content. But second of all, average watch time has increased from when Duncan took this project over. And we were doing this in a very ad hoc way before he came on, working with consultants and trying to do it ourselves. Average watch time in 2018 was 5 minutes and 13 seconds. It is now 8 minutes and 33 seconds in 2020. So average watch time has almost doubled in the last couple of years, which I think, again, is a testament to the quality. And maybe we're just better on camera and maybe we're getting better at selecting topics.
See, Michael, investor behavior is getting better.
Investor behavior is
A
getting
longer
better.
time horizon.
Viewer behavior is getting better. Let's talk about the top 5 videos ever. The biggest video we ever did was with Greg Zuckerman when he put his book out about Renaissance technology. There's the book. Secrets of the Greatest Hedge Fund of All Time was our biggest video. I think it's, Duncan, is that like 250,000 views?
Something like that.
It's
yeah.
big. And Zuckerman told you, Mike, that we sold a ton of books. Okay. Then we did How I Started My Hedge Fund was the second biggest, which was really cool. Shout to Super Mugatu.
By the way, he came in with this really weird outfit, and neither of us said anything. I just thought he was like a weirdo, but he was doing the Mugatu thing. I didn't pick it up. Oh no, he was doing a Ron Burgundy thing.
I mean, he was literally in a golden turtleneck or something. I love that kid.
It was the first time we met him in person, so I just thought he had some weird style.
It definitely helped our click rate. People definitely clicked to watch
people
that
like,
because
what the
of
fuck is that guy wearing? I got to see this shit.
That was hilarious.
Why the stock market hasn't even gotten cheap yet? That I don't really remember what that video was. Do you?
Was that Arnott? Who was that?
I think it was Arnott. Me and Arnott.
I think it is.
Yeah. All right. So that one I did from my bedroom. That one went crazy. Rob is super smart. He basically did a slide presentation for me as though it were a ballroom filled with people. And I brought a ballroom filled with people to see it and then some. So that's an interesting way, I guess, to do a due diligence meeting with an asset management firm. Tell them you're going to put the whole thing on a YouTube channel. Why credit card losses could explode. This was a What Are Your Thoughts episode we did in early April, maybe our first one back when the pandemic started. And I still think that's going to happen, although admittedly it really hasn't happened yet. I think government stimulus was a big reason for why it hasn't happened yet, but stay tuned because now we have an earning cliff. All right, the 4 most important market indicators. Was that Tom Lee? Yeah. We did a really big one that didn't make the top 5. I thought it would have with the father of the yield curve indicator, Campbell Harvey. And I know that was a really big video, but I guess it didn't crack the top 5. All right.
Hold on. The most slept on video that we've done, I thought the one with Derek Thompson was awesome. Nobody watched that. I thought he was great.
Same.
He is great. Because you know why? Sometimes if you title things wrong, they just don't get discovered. And you say like, oh, it shouldn't be that way. I know, but it is. Because that's how people find videos. They search for terms. Right?
So let's call this video How to Do SEO on YouTube.
Let's call this video We Have the Coronavirus Cure. All right. Last thing, subscriber growth. So Nick Majuli tells me subscriber growth has doubled since this time last year. We got 29,000 new subscribers in 2020. And again, thank you guys so much for making this channel part of your weekly routine. We really appreciate it. We got 17,000 new subs in 2019. So we're almost double the number of subs this year, subs added this year than we added all of last year already. And you hear this term like cumulative advantage thrown around a lot. I throw it around a lot. I think YouTube is a cumulative advantage game. Like once you're big, it's easier to get bigger. And the hard part is like getting to that point where you're big. Not that we're big. We're not a big YouTube channel, but we're big for investing, I think. So maybe that'll become more notable over time as that number accelerates, if it accelerates. All right, now, Duncan has a clip show prepared for us. We're going to jump into that. These are some of the highlights, I guess, from the last year or so. Some quick clips here of us doing our thing on the channel. And maybe you guys have never seen some of this stuff, and maybe you have, and it'll make you smile. Duncan, let's go to that. Hey, it's Josh Brown. I'm here with Michael Batnick, as always. We're going to play our favorite game. What are your thoughts? Michael, say hello to the people.
Hey, guys.
All right, let's get right into it.
So they also looked at another study by the same researchers, and they showed that over a 1 year period, you can use these stocks as like a contrarian indicator. So like you'd short these stocks probably that are really popular, but over a 1 week period.
Excuse me. Oh, I thought you were getting personal there.
No, not you personally, not for your trading diary.
What's going on here? So over the last month, money is coming out of the target date 2035 and 2040. What do you make of that?
I did a quick rebalance. I took a little more risk in my personal portfolio.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, that was me. Sorry. I'm trying to picture this conversation between this guy and his wife, and I'm trying to picture me bringing up Ray Dalio and Howard Marks to my wife when we're trying to buy a house, and her thinking like, no. But yeah.
But honey, it's 1937.
Eventually, people learn stuff, and it changes the way that markets react to things.
Okay.
So I gave an analogy. You know, every time that there's a sci-fi alien / monster movie, at some point in the movie, like the thing starts getting smarter and stronger, and the main character goes, "It's evolving." You know, as they're trying, they're like covered in blood or sweat or mud. You know, and that is the market.
Last week, you called me out for being bearish the whole way up.
You've been bearish the entire way up. What are you talking about?
And yeah, guilty as charged. I was definitely shocked by the stock market's path upward, and I definitely don't think I was alone.
Did you just remember this a week later? Are you giving me a culpa?
Well, yeah, kind of. No. I just want a more fleshed out response.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. I did not see the rise coming, which I'm not embarrassed to say. Like, I don't think many people did. But to my credit, Ben's waving his hand. Ben saw it coming.
Did you see Ben on Bob Pisani's CNBC show yesterday?
I did, but I had him on mute. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't see it.
It was only a phoner, so that wouldn't have worked out well.
And then literally, this man walks into my office and says, "You do stocks." So I turn to him and I say, "What do you got?" He takes out his phone.
Wait, you were ready for a lightning round at 8:30 at night?
So excited. He's so excited. He shows me his phone and he says, "What do I do? I've got 130 grand in the market and I have absolutely no freaking clue what I'm doing."
When you talk to people that are all in cash, like we don't see them anymore, but we saw them, Barry and I saw them from like 2011, 2010,
probably to
2011,
2015.
2012. Yeah, I mean, they still out there, but we were talking to people that were like, no, I'm 90% cash. I'm 10% gold. Like for them, the cash is like the precious. It's like Gollum in Lord of the Rings. Like the cash can't be out of their sight for a second, and they would never part with it for anything. Like it really becomes like an obsession. He comes public via SPAC, which for me is always a red flag. I'm not saying they're all scams. I'm just saying like most of them are. This guy Trevor Milton, extraordinarily promotional, like very much like trying to be the next Elon Musk, and even the name of it seems scammy. So Tesla's last name was taken, so they use his first name, Nikola. It's like what if a third company comes along? What was Nikola Tesla's middle name? Seymour. So all right, that's the name of my company. So it all seems like bullshit to me. I did a podcast about SPACs, and what I was saying about Nikola is like, if Tesla didn't exist, would this be a public company? No fucking way.
Of course not.
Not a chance. But like I invented finance Twitter. I was there in like early 2009.
And did you also invent the question mark? That's a bold claim.
No,
I know you were early.
I definitely did. 100%. There were like 10 of us, and I was one of them. Yeah, Weisenthal, Howard Lindzen, Phil Perlman, Heidi Moore, Kelly Evans.
Co-founder.
Yeah, 100%. We invented it. All the conventions. It comes from a very small group of people that were talking about stocks, the economy, the market on Twitter. Most people in the industry just weren't allowed to. I think my big takeaway from what he was saying was that if you do something good, it's going to get read. And it has nothing to do with if you have 30,000 followers or 60,000 followers. If you do something if you phone it in, like if you put up a post that it's apparent that you didn't put a lot of effort into, people just they're just not going to click it. It doesn't matter how many followers you have.
So like Al Tucher's post last week, which was just flawless, perfect, got like a bazillion views because it was such high quality. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. And those were the highlights, and hopefully many more highlights to come. I just wanted to reiterate, we are so appreciative of you guys jumping into the channel, watching the videos, sharing them with your friends, liking our content, commenting, being there for the live premieres and so forth. And we promise we're going to keep the quality up. We're going to keep working hard to keep you informed and entertained. Mike, anything you want to say to the folks?
I want to thank each of you for spending 450,000 hours with us. We really appreciate it.
Ben, what do you got?
I always like the fact that I never realized how the comments would blow up on YouTube. And I like to get in the comments. Duncan puts our videos up for Animal Spirits every Friday afternoon. And Friday night, I have a beer and hop into the comments because I know there's always going to be a lot of people in there. So I'm surprised at how much engagement there is.
They're merciless too.
Yes, they don't hold back sometimes.
Duncan, anything you want to say to the folks?
Yeah, no, just the same thing. Thanks so much to all of our subscribers, and we have a great fan base. And like Ben's saying, it's the comments. I see a lot of the same names popping up weekly. So we have a lot of dedicated fans, and we appreciate it.
Shout out to Eric _4_2 !!
Eric's the guy that shamed you for not having a babysitter in time for What Are Your Thoughts? Eric, we filmed the show at like 9 o'clock in the morning. Things don't always work out. We're doing our best. All right, guys, thanks again. We'll be back Friday with an all-new Animal Spirits, next Tuesday with an all-new What Are Your Thoughts, and we will keep it going for you.